y'all. Hey, it's me, Portia O, your host of Lifin podcast. And thank you all for coming back for another episode of this podcast. And today is episode number 23. We got one more episode of this season left, y'all. Listen, it's been a journey, and I'm glad that I am here and I have traveled this journey with you all, okay? So yes, we are on episode 23, and today we are talking about distractions. How many of us have them? Yeah, we're talking about distractions. Listen, your girl be over here distracted all the time, or allowing myself to be distracted, which is a whole thing in itself. Listen, we gonna work through this thing because I don't have time any longer to be distracted by all of these things. And so I'm not trying, I'm doing my best to stop this madness because that's what it is, madness. Okay. So before we jump on into this discussion, I am going to introduce myself. Hello, I am Portia O, and this is the podcast of Life Be Lifin', where we talk about how life be over here lifing us via all types of relationships, situations, and everyday things that we are experiencing, all while in real time healing and learning how to be a better human being. Okay? Because if you're not doing it for that, then what you here for? But if you are doing it for that, welcome. And thank you for joining, okay? And so, as I always do, my segment, I got some questions, y'all. Your girl got some questions. Okay, so first question is, what be over there distracting you? Okay? Like, are you clear about what your distractions are? Like, what be distracting you? Again, when I do this segment, I sometimes answer the questions when I ask the questions, or I just answer them throughout me discussing it or going through it, okay? But what be over there distracting you? Again, these questions are for y'all as well to write down and kind of like figure out for yourself if you need to. Or you can answer it off top, whatever's best for you. The next question is, why do you allow these distractions? Like, get to the root of why you're allowing this to happen to you. Like, what's going on with you that you allow this distraction to kind of like take over, intercede, and interrupt what you got going on? Okay? And the last question is, how much time do you be wasting being distracted? How much time? Okay? Because time is of the essence, and we ain't got no more to waste, y'all. So we're supposed to be living every minute of every day doing something that is going to bring you joy, that's purposeful, that's going to yield a result. Like, how much time do you be over there wasting being distracted? Okay? Gonna go to my next segment, which is Life Be Life in Us All. And this is for hashtag the village, all of you all that are here listening and watching your girl. Okay? Hey y'all, this is where I have you, all my listeners, my friends, my family, submit news topics and other requests for me to talk about. Okay? Please submit that to me at my email at lifebelife@anchorinllc.com, or you can always DM me on any of my social media platforms: TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Okay, your girl is here. So whenever you are ready to submit some topics, some discussions, or even to just vent, I'm here. I'm open and I'm ready to receive. Okay? And because life be over here, life in us all, I've got some tools to offer you all. Okay? Which is my wonderful planner and my journal, which is the companion piece to the planner. But you can buy them individually, and they are wonderful. They are both on Amazon, okay, under Life Be Lifin', okay. And the planner is a self-fill-in planner. It is for the year of 2023, but you can still begin. I know it's about to be May. I know. But you can still fill this planner in and, plan your life out, okay. Do all the things that you need to do, and get all the little nuggets in the midst of going through the planner. Because I'm telling you, I put a lot of good stuff up in there, and I hope that it's helping you just as much as it's helping me. Okay. Also, get that journal, because the journal is wonderful. It has some wonderful speak life affirmations throughout, and you can write out your little heart, all your desires, write down what's distracting you, whatever you want to do, write up in there, and just support us here at Life Be Life, and I appreciate you all. Thank you. Next segment is Did You Know? Did you know? This is the segment. If you didn't know, it's okay because your girl is here to tell you all about how life be lifing, okay? This is where I give you a fact or something I've learned recently or just breaking down like definitions or whatever of whatever we're talking about, okay? We're going to reference the Oxford Dictionary, okay? And it's going to define distractions for us. For I know we all pretty much know what distractions are, but just in case you need a clear understanding, let's just break it down, okay? So, distractions, as defined by Oxford Dictionary, is a thing that prevents someone from giving full attention to something. Okay, I'm pretty sure we were clear on that. We knew that. But some words that come from that is like diversion, interruption, disturbance, intrusion, hindrance. Okay. But this is what prevents you from giving your full attention. It's a hindrance. What is hindering you? What is disturbing you? What is interrupting you? What is causing you to divert from what you were doing? Okay? That's what distractions are. All right? Also, another definition of distractions is extreme agitation of the mind or emotions, meaning mental distress, madness, insanity, or mania, just to name a few. Okay, I wrote down the additional similar words um, that spoke to me. Okay, and listen, I feel like my distractions be more of this extreme agitation of the mind and emotions that is also preventing me from giving my full attention to something else. It's all in one. It's all in one. But so I did list some things for me that are distractions, right? And I know I asked you all already, what be distracting you? What be over there distracting y'all? Okay? So for me, one of my distractions is my phone. I know a lot of people can relate to this because we are seemingly attached to these little mobile devices, okay? These mobile devices out here be distracting us from all the things, from the social media, from the text messages, from the emails, talking on the phone with your friends and family can very much be a distraction for me. It's becoming a problem. It's been a problem, but it's really a problem, right? For me, scrolling on my phone endlessly, like really, like I ain't even looking at it. Like it's you be on your phone too much, especially social media. When social media is feeding you things from 2-3 days ago, because it's like, ma'am, you saw all the recent current things. This is some stuff you may have missed the other day, so let me give you this. Like the algorithm is even tired of you scrolling. Like, girl, enough. Okay? Like last night, I should have been doing a whole bunch of other stuff, okay? And I sat my butt on my couch, got my phone in my hand, and I was just scrolling, 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 scrolling. All right, get off of here, go to the next one, scrolling, scroll. Like, ain't nobody talking about nothing. Ain't nobody doing nothing. It's not of importance. I could have been doing something else with my time, but I allowed that thing to distract me. It distracted me from getting something else done or like knocking something else off of my list. Scrolling on my phone is not on my list. Okay? It's mindless, it's endless, and it's just a distraction that I allow to come in and kind of take me away from what I'm really supposed to be doing. All right? Another thing that's a distraction for me is me making myself overly available. Okay, I make myself completely overly available. I have to start setting boundaries for me. Because every time my phone ring, if it's not a telemarketer, okay, I'm answering. And I love talking to my family, my friends, all the things, but sometimes I need to limit myself because I do it And I call myself trying to multitask, right? I call myself doing other things in the midst of it. But the reality of the situation is, Portia, you're distracting yourself from something that really needs to get done or something else that you really could be doing, right? And so I have to start setting boundaries for me. This is not a people thing or nothing like that. This is a me thing that I make myself overly available, which also could speak to, I guess I'll go through the root of these issues, okay? Um, as I go down this list. So, me being overly available is the root of it is I don't like being alone, right? Which I am learning to now be alone within this healing journey and this self love journey and this self care journey that I have been on. But also I can default to the Portia doesn't want to be alone. So somebody calls me or wants to talk to me, and it's the same old people all the time. Okay, let's be clear. It's not like my phone is blowing up because I got Tom, Dick, and Harry and everybody else calling. No, it's the same fabulous 5, 6 people. Generally, I need to set boundaries for myself and be like, okay, if I got to get something done, put myself on a schedule and kind of say, I'm not available right now. Or I could shoot a text and be like, I'll give you a call when I get done with this, or give me a few minutes, or I'll be available at this time, whatever, whatever, whatever. But I make myself overly available to everybody because the root of it is I just want to feel connected to people, and I want to just be there. I don't know if it's a slight fear of missing something, but I think it's more so of the latter of me just not wanting to be alone. And even though we're on the phone, it doesn't feel like I'm completely alone. So I need to start setting that boundary for myself and being alone with me for times at periods of the time, right? Yeah, deep exhale, because that's really the realization of all of that. And then back to the scrolling on the phone. What the root of that is just, I don't know. It really be mindless scrolling. Like, I know I could be doing something else. Why am I allowing this distraction to distract me? Why am I allowing this hindrance? But it's a hindrance, and I do it because I'm low key addicted to the phone, right? Which I feel like most of us are. And I'm not trying. I'm trying to, I said trying again. I am taking trying out of my vocabulary when I'm talking about things that I'm doing because I'm actively doing them. I am doing this, okay? So I am implementing, even when I'm relaxing, watching TV, that when a commercial break comes on TV of something that I'm streaming, I usually pick up my phone and start scrolling. And then the scrolling will continue when the program come back on most times. Which is crazy because I'm watching TV. Like, how am I actively watching TV, giving it my full attention if I'm scrolling on my phone? Like, you can't do both. And I know we feel like we can, but you can't. Like, and I be missing stuff, then I got to rewind, and it's a whole thing. So I am now implementing, instead of when commercials come on, I just either pay attention to the commercials, or I pick up my phone, scroll through real quick or whatever, put the phone back down once the program come back on. Like, I am implementing things to kind of like stop this behavior. Or even when I feel overwhelmed or anything like that, just pick up my phone and start going through, like, no, put it down, get my laptop, do whatever, whatever. Not try. I am attempting I am setting new goals and boundaries for myself to utilize other resources than my phone. When I need to Google something, research something, I don't have to do it on my phone necessarily, and only using my phone for when I absolutely need to. Okay, so it will cut down my time from wanting to go just randomly scroll. Like, I could be doing something, looking at an email, whatever, and then all of a sudden I'll be like, oh, let me go check Instagram, and I click on it. Once I'm done with the email, I automatically go to another app. Like, no, put the phone down, like, so I can get something else done. This is what I'm saying. For me, okay. I don't know what y'all's situation is, but for me, it's a distraction. And it leads to me mindlessly scrolling, and I don't need to do that all day every day. Okay, it's an addiction. It's an addiction. That's the root of it. Like, I'm addicted to it. It's a slight comfort, but also it's very boring. It can get very boring. So yeah, the next thing on my list is watching TV. Child, listen. Your girl loves television. I watch pretty much all the things, everything, all the time. Now, listen, I work from home. So most times when I'm working, I'm watching TV, okay? And it's not, and I know I said the whole thing about the phone and how you watch the TV. Yeah, I be half watching the TV, half doing my work. I mean, not half. I be fully doing my work, let's be clear. But I be half watching the TV, and sometimes I gotta go back or whatever, or pause or whatever. But yes, I do those things. But I have noticed that watching TV has, even when I'm not working or whatever, like sometimes that's my decompressing time as well, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but I again, it's me creating boundaries and creating a schedule of sorts for myself. That, okay, Portia, if you want to decompress today, it's been a long day for you, whatever. Set aside 30 minutes to an hour to watch a program that you've been waiting to watch or you've been wanting to watch. If you didn't get time to do that or whatever, like, I watch stuff while I'm working, but sometimes when I'm not working and I just want to relax, I'll sit there and watch something, and I know I could be doing other things. Again, I need to create myself a schedule, a boundary, because I'm using that to distract me from what I really need to be doing. Or, like, I work and watch TV. Why can't I, research stuff, work on my podcast, work on other stuff on my laptop while I'm watching TV, wash the dishes while I'm watching TV? But most times I'll just sit there and be like, I'm tired. I'm just gonna lay here, relax here, and watch this TV. And that program gonna be there, okay? It has a pause, fast forward, rewind. You can rewatch it at any time. The stuff ain't there, and you miss it. Ain't like how TV used to be set up. Like, when it come on at this time, and if you miss it, oh well. If you start late, oh well. Like, no, we can literally pause, stop, restart, fast forward, all the things now. So if I just need to create boundaries for myself to set aside specific times for me to watch TV, because it's a distraction. It is interrupting the flow of other things for me. And so now I am not going to be dedicating so much of my time or allowing TV to be a distraction for me. TV is definitely an escape for me. It's very interesting, learning all these storylines and stuff. I love pretty much all the things. I love mysteries. I love, like, medieval timepieces. I love all, like, history stuff. I love all of it. So I'm pretty much watching anything, comedy, all the things. And it's an escape for me to, like, follow the stories and, like, be in that reality for that time period that I'm watching it, and also take little nuggets of knowledge from it and all of that. It's a great time. TV is a great time for me. But I have noticed that it can be a distraction for me when I am trying to do other things in my life. So there will become a time that I will not have a lot of time to watch TV like that. I am going to set boundaries and manage my time much better with this distraction. Next thing on my list is wanting to rest. Listen, I know I've told y'all 1,001 times. I tell my day ones, I tell my close and loved one, I am always tired, okay? I'm always tired. I just want to rest. And so if I get a little pocket, a little chance to, I'm going to. And sometimes the wanting of the rest, it's not the rest that's the issue. Because rest is a part of my self care, my self love, and recognizing that I don't have the capacity for X, Y, and Z. It's okay to rest. Give yourself grace, Portia. But also, it's the wanting to all the time. Like, I just be so drained majority of the time. And so I just want to not do anything but rest. That mean, and I love to go out. I love to brunch it up, go visit museums, do all the different things. But if I can rest, sign me up. I'm tired. I just want to rest. I just want to relax. I just want to woosah. That's what I want to do. It's the wanting of it at all times that's not realistic, and it is a distraction for me. And this one falls into the extreme agitation of the mind or emotions. Is why I want to rest so much. This is why that distraction is called, because it causes me all the things that I'm doing or whatever can be causing me mental distress and madness and insanity, and I just want to rest. But it's the wanting of it all the time, and it's always on my mind. Like, when can I rest? Okay, this when I can rest. Like, even right now, I'm thinking like, okay, my kids got one more day of school this week. They off this Friday. I can rest on Friday. Like, I just want to get to that point. But that's a distraction, like me living in that state all the time, just wanting to rest. And if I keep my mind focused on that and keep my mental and distress focusing on rest, just rest. I just want to rest. I just want to rest. I just want to rest. Like, I'm gonna be unproductive because it's like my mind is on a repeat. It's on a track that just keep going around, 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 and it's distracting me from getting other things done. And amidst while I'm waiting to get that rest on Friday, Portia, you can be doing X, Y, and Z until then. Don't sit there in a loop in your mind talking about you want to rest, you want to rest, you want to rest, you want to rest. So I'm just letting y'all into my little mental space because this is what be happening in my head. Okay, so I'm being honest with y'all. And I know y'all like, how is wanting to rest is a distraction? That's how, because I be obsessing over it. And when you obsess over things, 9 times out of 10 it's not good. So yeah, that's more the mental, emotional distraction for me. Another distraction is child, my kids. My kids are a huge distraction for me. A huge distraction. Now, that's what kids are. I know it's not much I can do about them distracting me, but I just put it on the list because it is a distraction for me. Whichever way the wind is blowing with my kids, that's the way more 9 times out of 10 that I'm going. But I told y'all before, like, I am getting better at setting boundaries, even with them, because if mommy has to do certain things in order for us to be great, I need to have that conversation with them and allow them into my space and let them know, like, hey, this is what mommy needs to do right now, or this is what mommy needs of you right now, or whatever, whatever, whatever. So I'm not allowing them to distract me from what the task is at hand necessarily. Like, kids gonna be kids. I allow my kids to be kids in all their greatness and glory, even when I don't want them to interrupt me or be a disturbance to me or even a hindrance to me. It's like the inevitable, like it's going to happen. But also, I can teach them and train them up with having boundaries with mommy, even at times, because I need my time, my space, my whatever in order to be my best self for them. And so just explaining that to them and letting them know like what's going on, this is what we need. Okay, cool, cool, cool. And we go from there. You know? But I can very much so let my kids be a huge distraction for me. Like, I would drop any and everything for my kids, which you should as a parent, okay? But again, boundaries and managing them and my time with them. I can even allow things to distract me from spending time with them. So I have to be very purposeful, very careful, very intentional about how I'm operating with them. And so, yes, my kids can be a distraction, but it's just like all the other things, like just allowing myself to create boundaries and manage the situation the best way that I can. Okay. Another part of the kids thing is not necessarily them in their actions, is and this speaks to the distraction, the extreme agitation definition of the mind or emotions, being in mental distress, insanity, mania. I definitely can be that way with my kids when they're not in my presence. I'm always thinking about them. I'm always concerned, or yeah, like, and I try to put those thoughts in the back of my mind because I can't have faith and pray over them before they leave and go to school and they're not in my presence, and I ask God to take care of them and cover them with his precious blood, that no weapon formed against them shall prosper. And then on the other hand, I'm over here in a manic state, like, oh, are they okay? Are they okay? I hope they okay. Did something happen? Whatever. Somebody come, like, can't do both. Okay. So I'm not gonna say always in an extreme agitation, but I can allow that distraction to come in and cause mental distress about my children, about when they're not in my presence, when they're with other people, when are people mistreating them or whatever. Even when I have conversations with them and I'm speaking with them about what happened at school and how they're being received by other kids, or how the kids are like talking to them, I don't want to have them in bullying situations. Like, that could be a distraction for me too, in my mind, my emotional state. Okay. When it comes to my kids. So, and again, those things are out of my control. So it's no point in me allowing that distraction to come and take over my mind and worry and concerning myself and complaining about something that is not in my control. That's not in my control. What is in my control is making sure that I'm having those conversations with them and allowing them a safe space to come and speak with me, and we can kind of work through this thing. Okay? So if I allow those distractions to come up and I be concerned for their safety, their health, their well being, all those things, I can pray and I can have a conversation with them. So I'm not so, but when they were babies, oh, that was a huge distraction for me. Huge. But now I have faith in God and in myself, that what I am implementing in them day to day, that they know they can come to me. They know when they're being mistreated. They are knowledgeable about a lot of things. So I can have faith that if there is something going on or whatever, or they would do what they need to do and we can work through this thing together. Okay? So yes, that's another aspect of how my children can be a distraction for me, because they're always on my mind. I love them so much. A next distraction on my list is my thoughts racing thoughts. Like, literally, my mind be like an Indy 500. Child, listen, NASCAR. And those thoughts be happening sometimes when I'm trying to sleep, and it's hard for me to fall asleep sometimes because I can't shut my brain off, which is also distracting me from getting the proper rest that I need to refuel and re-energize myself for the next day. But also, I be having these racing thoughts when I'm up, when I'm working, or whatever. Like, my mind can be very distracted, which is kind of a lot of these things. And the root of them is just like my mind just taking me to another place. I do a lot of daydreaming, but I think we call it daydreaming, but it be a lot of like my mind, I'm just going off into a space or whatever, and I'm thinking about all the things that I gotta do this, I gotta do that, this needs to be done, this needs to be done. Oh God, look at this. Oh Jesus, you gave me this vision, this gonna happen, that's gonna happen, this gonna happen. Like, I just be going all the way down the road, okay, in my mind. And it's just be racing. So that's another distraction for me. That's mental distress. That's the extreme agitation of distraction because of my mind and my emotions. Like, because those thoughts be having me feeling some type of way. It just be a lot. So I think the root of that is me not dealing with stuff one at a time, or me not dealing with stuff in general. Like, I just allow myself to kind of like go there, and instead of, I compartmentalize, but also deal with those compartments, like empty them out. Like this thing, okay, cool. This thing, okay, clean up in here. Like just deal with them. And a lot of times I don't, which leads me into this last one, which is focusing on my past interactions and conversations. That be a lot of my racing thoughts. Me focusing on past interactions and conversations I have with people. And I be thinking, oh, I should have said this. I should have did this. I should have said this. If I would have, raised my voice like this at this pitch, or changed my tone with this, and they would have understood it this way, or that way, this way. Oh, I know. And I'm picking, dissecting everything they said. I wonder why they said this. And okay. Like, this is my mind. Okay? Don't take it personal, Portia. It's not about you. It's like I know these things now, but that is a huge distraction for me. And I get so overwhelmed within my mind. It's to the point of back to that mental distress, like the agitation of my emotions, because I'm going through these scenarios and going through these things in my mind, and now it's wearing on my emotions because all these things I'm allowing my mind to think and go and race to is now making me feel some type of way. And it may not even be true. I done made up a whole scenario, storyline, built a picture, made a movie, whatever, 3-4 hour movie in my mind. And all of it is just a projection of my mind. It has nothing to do with reality because it hasn't come to pass. I have no proof, no nothing, or any other things to it, but my mind has created this whole world. Okay? So it's a huge distraction for me, and I have to get very much better at not allowing those things to distract me and weigh on my emotions and my mind and how I feel and whatever, because it's not real. So yeah, that's where we are with that. These are things that I allow to distract me, and I'm making myself aware of this, and I'm going to definitely start managing these things and getting to the root of them. Like, I've pretty much got to the root of them, because I feel like this last one, for sure, these last two, the focusing on my past interactions and convos and the thoughts racing, I feel like the root of those things are me not dealing with stuff in my most authentic self, in the way that I would really like to show up and deal with things, right? And these past interactions and convos, I feel like I obsess over it, because I'm like, man, if I would have just been this way, then maybe it would have yielded a different outcome, right? But the reality is, it happened. It is what it is. And all you can do is do better next time, or not that you did bad the first time, but if you feel like it was still some unanswered things for you, or you feel like you didn't get clarity, or whatever the situation may be, like, learn from it and move forward. Like, you don't have to stay in a state of mental distress over it. Like, okay, noted. Next time, I know when I'm faced with something like this, or if I have to interact with someone like this, I know next time I'm going to present this way. Next time I'm going to be this way, because that's who I truly want to be. I told y'all last time, I really want to be my most authentic self, and that's in all relationships. I just really want to be me. I want to be accepted for me. I want to be loved for me. I want to just be myself at all times. So, yeah, that just speaks to the root of that. Me not showing up as fully as Portia would like to be. Okay? So, yeah, these are a list of my distractions. I wonder what you guys' distractions are. Please let me know in the comments. If you want to share, hit me up in my DMs what some distractions are for you. These are just a few that I named. I'm sure I have more. More things that I allow to distract me. But again, we are here to heal and be better and be more self-aware and acknowledgeable of what you're doing to yourself, okay? And so yeah, this has been a mini therapy release session for me. I hope it's been fun for you, because it has for me. So yeah, those are distractions. Let me know what y'all's are as well. So Next segment is a new segment I've kind of created, which is healing sources. Okay. And this is where I will tell you about different things that can help you on this healing journey. All right. I already gave you some tools. Now, also, here are an extension of the tools, which are these healing sources. So, you guys know I talk about Shop Lene all the time. Shop Lene has body butters, they have body wash, they have lip balm, all types of things that are all natural products that can help with your body. Okay. These can be healing sources for you. If you are into those type of things, you can utilize Shop Lene. They are a wonderful company, small, hashtag big business, black owned by my wonderful, beautiful sister cousin, who is also the editor of Life Be Life and podcast. Okay. And so please look up their website. Shop Lene is in the description box. Okay. And check out their products and what they have to offer. They can be very good healing resources to you and your body's needs. Okay. So check out Shop Lene. Pew, 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 pew. We got merch, y'all. Life Be Life has merch. Okay. We got t-shirts and coffee mugs that are now available on our Etsy shop. And it is also on our website, which is anchoredinllc.com. Please go check out the t-shirts of Life Be Lifin'. This is the first collection that I have dropped, which is my red collection. Y'all know I love me a good red lip, okay? But red collection. We have t-shirts, mugs, and we will have a bunch of other things coming out as well. These can also be healing resources to you all. Just having a piece of merch, a shirt that makes you feel good and like, yeah, life be life out here, okay? It's beautiful, it's nice, it's comfortable. With the coffee mugs, if you like to drink coffee, if you like to drink tea, whatever hot beverage, cold beverage, whatever you want to use your coffee mug for, just reminding yourself that life be life and it's okay. The point of telling yourself life be life is not to be like, see, life be life. It's such a traumatic thing. No, life be life. It lifes us all. That's what life does. And that's okay. Like, you're going to make it, you're going to push through, and you're going to get it done. So do it. Okay. So please, 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 I thank you all for being so patient. And I thank you all for always supporting us. Please go check out our new merch line, the Red Collection of Life Be Lifin'. I hope you all enjoy it just as much as I enjoy creating it for you. Okay? Thank you. And before we get out of here, let's go to my last segment, which is Speak Life. Okay? This is the segment where I leave you with a call of action for yourself, not just for you, but for me as well, okay? So I'll leave you with these words to hold on to until next time. Today's Speak Life affirmation is: my energy is high, my thoughts are focused, and I'll complete one task at a time. Again, today's Speak Life affirmation is: my energy is high, my thoughts are focused, and I'll complete one task at a time. No more distractions, y'all. Okay? Let's stop letting ourselves get distracted and get this stuff done. We just said it. The energy is high. The thoughts are focused, and we'll complete one task at a time. All right? You heard it. You say it. You write it down, and you remind yourself to speak that thing and make it happen, because life be life in us all. I love you all. Thank you again for all your love and support. Thank you for the likes, the shares, the follows, the subscriptions, all of the wonderful things. Please, please, please come back again. We have one more episode for this season. It's our Mother's Day episode. I'm super excited for those special guests. Please come and join us. Thank you again. See y'all later.